everybody, welcome back to Bloom Pilates. My name is Amy and I'll be your instructor today. Today I'm joined by the Bloom girls, Emma and Hannah. Emma's going to show you all of the modified variations for today's class. So if you're new to Pilates or a complete beginner, make sure to follow along with Em. So we need to make sure that we've got our small Pilates ball and a set of hand weights. If you don't have weights at home, grab a few tins of beans or maybe some water bottles, anything you have lying around, or equally, you don't have to use the weights if they feel like it's too much. All right, so we're going to start with our warm-up. We're going to come to the edge of our mat, making sure that our legs are about hip distance apart and relaxing our knees. We're going to exhale, chin to chest, rolling down, upper back, mid back, lower back. Inhale, hold. And then exhale, slow and controlled, rolling all the way back up, lower back, mid back, upper back. And we go again, inhale, exhale, rolling down, upper back, mid back, lower back, and exhale, rolling all the way back up, lower back, mid back, upper back. One last time, inhale, exhale, chin to chest, rolling down, upper back, mid back, lower back. From there, we're going to slowly start to walk our hands out, coming into downward facing dog. And when you're ready, start to pedal through the feet. If you need to bend your knees slightly, that's fine. Just kind of going with what feels good for you today. And then from there, we're going to roll forward onto our hands and knees. We're going to come into our cat-cow stretch. So we exhale, round through the spine, and inhale, arch. Exhale, rounding through the spine. Inhale, arch. One last time, exhale, rounding through the spine, and inhale, arch. From there, we're going to open our knees nice and wide and just sink back into your rest position. Holding it here for a few deep breaths, breathing in through your nose and exhaling out through your mouth. Inhale, exhale. And let's take one last deep breath, inhaling through your nose and exhaling out through your mouth. From there, we're going to come up onto your hands and knees. And if you find that your mat is feeling a little bit uncomfortable on your knees, you can always roll a small towel, pop it underneath your knees, or grab a cushion as well. That does tend to help. So just making sure that you have enough space in front of you and enough space behind you. So just give your arms and legs a little bit of a kick out. And we're going to grab hold of our weights in studio. So at home, we're using about 250 grams, maybe 500 at the most. You don't want to go past about a kg for these exercises. So we're going to come up onto our hands and knees again. We're going to think about lengthening the tailbone away so much that your back, your lower back is nice and flat, and we're thinking about the pubic bone zipping up. We're also then going to imagine that you've got an orange in between your chin and your chest. So you want to make sure that your neck is in line with your spine. We're going to stretch our left arm out, and from there we're going to exhale, lengthen the arm away, and then bring the arm down. So you want to imagine that you're shining a torch from your armpit. So as you lift, you're shining the torch and then bringing your arm down. So we're not lifting from the shoulder, we're lifting from our lat, the muscle just underneath the shoulder blade. And we're opening, shining that torch, and tapping to come down. We have two more. Exhale, inhale, tap. Last one, exhale, inhale, tap. We're now going to extend your opposite leg, so the right leg out, and from there we're going to exhale, shine the torch underneath your armpit, and then tap to come down. If it feels like it's too much with the leg, just continue the arm work. Exhale, 3, and tap. Exhale, 4, and tap. Exhale, 5. We hold it here, draw that belly button closer towards the spine. 10 little pulses with that back leg. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release to come all the way in. So Han and I are going to grab our small Pilates ball. If you're following M, you're going to grab hold of your yoga block or a big thick book. Otherwise, you can repeat this exercise without anything underneath your knee. So coming back up onto your hands and knees in that tabletop position, we're going to tuck your tailbone under, bracing your abdominal muscles, and from there we're going to stretch your left arm, stretch your right leg. Again, option to just do the arm work. And from there we exhale, lengthen, inhale, tap. Exhale, lengthen, inhale, tap. Don't forget that tray of gin and tonic resting on your lower back, so keeping that tailbone lengthened so we flatten your lower back. 2. Last one, we're going to try and hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. Coming off the ball, that one is quite a spicy one. Gets us nice and warm, and we're just going to sink back into our rest position. So just remember, if you're finding that you're losing your balance, you can either choose just to do the arm or just the leg. See what feels good for you. Would rather have that than you wobbling off of the ball. So we're going to sadly repeat all of that again to the other side. So coming back up onto your hands and knees. Make sure to spread your fingertips out. If you're finding it's really tough on your wrists, you can always come down onto forearms. So taking the weight in your right arm this time, tucking that tailbone under, making sure your back is nice and flat, and then remembering we're squeezing that orange in between our chin and our chest. From there, we're going to exhale, lengthen your right arm away, and inhale, tap to come down. And exhale, just the arm, and tap. And remember, we're shining that torch from your armpit and down. So we want to activate those lat muscles, those shoulder blade muscles. We have 2 more. Last one. And then we're going to extend your left leg out. Again, lengthening that tailbone, bracing your abs. Remember, if it's too much to lift the leg, just do the arm. And we're going to exhale, lengthen. Inhale, tap. Exhale, lengthen. Inhale. So we're doing a lot of crossbody work today. Exhale, inhale, 2 more. Last one, we're going to hold, and little pulses with that back leg. You can always bring the arm down if you need to. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. We're going to grab hold of the small ball or your yoga block, or equally trying it again without any props. So coming up onto your hands and knees, tucking that tailbone away, lengthening that left leg, lengthening that right arm. And remember, you can just do the arm if it feels like it's too much with the leg. And we exhale, lengthen, 1, and tap. 2, make sure to lift up out of your opposite shoulder and hip. 3, remember we're hugging that orange in between our chin and chest. 4, and exhale, 5. We're going to hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release, and coming into rest position. Taking a nice deep inhale through your nose and exhaling out through your mouth. So we're going to come up to a seated position, and we're going to turn to face the edge of our mat. So just making sure, if you're following M and Han, you're going to use the small Pilates ball. So popping the ball just behind the middle of your back. Yeah, so just making sure that we have the ball. You don't want it to be too close to your lower back, so more the middle. So if you lie down and just pop the ball to the middle of your back, that's it. Okay, if you're going to be brave like me, we're going to try and do it without the ball, but I do just warn that it can put a bit of pressure onto your back. So we're going to grab hold of both weights this time, or option to do it without the weights. So making sure our feet are in line with our knees are in line with our hips. We're going to reach our arms forward, sitting up nice and tall, rolling your shoulder blades down and back. From there, we're going to tuck the tailbone under, rolling down onto your small Pilates ball, and making sure that you're not putting your entire body weight onto the ball. So imagine it's made of glass and you don't want to break it. And from there, we're going to exhale round through the spine to come all the way back to that seated position. And exhale, rolling back, tucking your tailbone, scooping that belly button towards the spine, and then exhale, rounding through the spine to come all the way back up. Inhale, exhale, rolling down. We're going to hold it here. Remember, try not to put your body weight onto the ball. Scooping the belly button in. We're going to exhale, pull your elbow back as if you're drawing a bow and arrow, and then inhale back to center. And exhale, pull. And inhale back to center. Feeling those abs hopefully shaking a little bit. And inhale, exhale. 2 more sets. Inhale. If you need to come up, come back to a seated position and just do the arm work. 1 last time. Inhale, exhale. Make sure to hollow out your stomach as much as possible. And then rounding through the spine to come all the way back to that seated position. We're going to add on to that a little bit. So we inhale to prepare. Exhale, rolling down, tucking your tailbone under. As we inhale, pull the elbow back, we're going to lift the same leg up to tabletop, tap down. And then we inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Option to just do the legs if it feels like it's too much with the arms. And down. Inhale, exhale. 1 last set. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. Holding it there. We're going to lift our arms next to our ears and then bring them down. Equally, if you need to, just come up and just do the arm work. 4, 5, and then rounding through the spine, coming all the way up. Open those knees. Pop the weights down, have a little bit of a stretch in your hip flexors. So hopefully feeling nice and warm, arms feeling warm, abs starting to feel warm as well. So we're going to make sure that our weights are next to us now, and then making sure that if you're following M, you're using your yoga block. If you're following Han and I, we're going to use our small Pilates ball. So we're going to press either the ball or the block in between your knees, and we're going to roll down lower back, mid back, upper back, and then just walking your feet in. So we're going to gently squeeze the ball. Think about that capital Y position, so just preparing our lower backs. We're going to inhale, squeeze, tilt the pelvis towards you, and then exhale, release. And you're aiming to keep your bottom pressed into the mat for this one, so just little pelvic tilts. And we squeeze the ball, we tilt the pelvis, and exhale, release. Inhale, tilt. Exhale, release. Inhale, tuck. Exhale, release. We're now going to go into our full pelvic lift. So we're going to squeeze the ball, tilt the pelvis. Exhale, peel your spine, lower back, mid back, upper back. Imagine that tray of gin and tonic resting on your hips. And then from there, we're going to roll down upper back, mid back, lower back. And we go again. Inhale, squeeze the ball, tilt the pelvis. Exhale, engaging your glutes and hamstrings, peeling your spine, lower back, mid back, upper back. And then exhale, slow and controlled, upper back, mid back, lower back. 1 last time. We inhale, tuck. Exhale, peeling your spine. We hold it here. We gently squeeze the ball or the block. I'm going to drop 1 hip down and lift it up. Keep those knees still though, and the other hip drops and lift. So coming into our Shakira hips, we drop and lift and drop, lift. We have 6 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then slow and controlled, rolling all the way down. So if you don't have a small ball or yoga block, you're just going to lift your heel off of the floor. If you do have a yoga block or small ball, you're going to place the ball just underneath your heel. Now, if you're like us in studio and you have a really sort of like a big small ball, you want to just deflate it a little bit, just so that it's not so squishy. Here you go, Han, do you want me to do yours? Yeah, so just make sure that if your ball is slightly bigger, that you're just deflating it slightly. Otherwise, looking at using the yoga block. So we're going to place your heel onto the ball. Your toes are going to press into the mat, so just so you can see. And then we're going to make sure that the other foot is nice and flat on the floor. So you should feel that straight away in your hamstrings and your calf muscles. Remember, you can do it without the ball or the block. So we're going to grab hold of our arm weights. And we're going to reach our arms up to the ceiling, making sure your hands are in line with your shoulders. Thinking about that capital Y position, we're going to open your elbows out to the side in line with your shoulders, so in a nice big wide position. And then we're going to exhale, press your arms up to the ceiling. And we inhale, open your elbows out to the side, and exhale, open. So coming into chest press, we inhale, exhale. Let's do one more, inhale, exhale. Now we're going to add our glute bridge or our pelvic lift to that position. So we're going to inhale, tilt the pelvis. Exhale, peel your spine as you lift your arms up to the ceiling, and then still nice and slow and controlled as you roll down, as you bring the arms back. And we exhale, lift. Inhale, rolling down. Exhale. Inhale. Two more, exhale, inhale. One last time, exhale. So we're going to hold it here. If you need to bring your hands down, bring them down onto the mat. But we're going to lift your right leg up to tabletop, tap it down, and then we roll all the way back down. And we exhale, lift. Lift that leg up. Remember, you can bring your hands down onto the mat if you need to. And rolling all the way back down. Exhale, 3, lift. Lifting that leg up. Tap. And rolling all the way back down. 2 more. Exhale, lift. Leg comes up to tabletop. Tap. And all the way down. One last time. We exhale, lift. Lift that leg up to tabletop. So if you're following M, you're going to drop your hands down onto the mat. If you're following Han and I, we're going to stretch our leg up to the ceiling. And we're going to bring your leg straight down to your knee. Flex your foot to lift. So you're keeping that leg nice and straight. And we go down and lift. 3 and lift. 4 and lift. And 5 and lift. And then you're going to bring that leg all the way back down. Open your arms as we roll down, upper back, mid back, lower back. So hopefully feeling hamstrings and calf muscles. We're going to switch over to the other side now. So placing your heel onto the ball. Sorry everybody, still recovering from the lurgy. We're going to reach your arms up to the ceiling. We're going to open your elbows out to the side. We take a nice deep inhale, tilting the pelvis, and we're going to exhale, peel your spine, lower back, mid back, upper back, reaching your arms up to the ceiling, and then slow and controlled, rolling all the way back down. And we exhale, lift, and inhale all the way back down. Exhale, tilt, make sure to peel each vertebra off of the mat, and exhale down. One last time, we lift, holding it there. Remember, you can always bring your arms down onto the mat if you need extra support. And we're going to lift the left leg up to tabletop. Tap it down, keep those hips lifted, don't drop my tray of gin and tonic. And we're going to roll all the way down, upper back, mid back, lower back. And we tilt the pelvis, we exhale, lift. Inhale, lift your leg up to tabletop, tap it down. Exhale, rolling all the way back down. 3 more. Exhale, lift. Leg comes to tabletop. Tap. And all the way down. And we exhale, lift. Leg comes to tabletop. Tap. And all the way down. One last time. Exhale, lift. Leg comes up to tabletop. If you're following M, lowering your arms. We're going to extend the leg straight up to the ceiling and we lower it down to your knee. Exhale, flex to lift. Inhale, exhale. 3 and lift. 4, lift, and 5, lift, bring that leg down, keep the hips lifted. We're going to exhale slow and controlled. Roll all the way down, upper back, mid back, lower back. Right, popping the weights down just for a second. We're going to grab hold of the small Pilates ball or your yoga block, squeeze it in between your knees. And then we're going to grab hold of our weights. So again, just in studio and at home, just test that you're not going to bump into anything, like anything behind you. So we're going to keep our feet down for the first one. We're going to reach our arms up to the ceiling. Bracing those abdominal muscles, keeping your rib cage contracted. So you want to think about the backs of the ribs pressing into the mat. From there, we're going to reach our arms next to our ears. And if that doesn't feel comfortable, you're just taking your arms back to where they feel comfortable. And then squeezing your arms to come back up. Imagine you're wading through thick toffee. And we exhale, bring those arms back. And lift. Exhale, bring your arms back. And lift. Two more, bringing your arms back. And lift. Last one, bring your arms back. And lift. So option to stay here, keep your feet down, so you'll follow M. If you're following Han and I, we're going to lift our legs up to tabletop, press our feet together, squeezing the ball gently. And as we inhale, reach the arms back, we're going to give the ball a little squeeze. And as we exhale, release the ball to bring the arms back. And we inhale, squeeze. And exhale, release. Inhale, squeeze. Exhale, release. Two more, inhale, squeeze, exhale, release. Last one, inhale, squeeze, keep squeezing the ball. As we exhale, this time we're going to lift our head and chest. Make sure you're squishing that imaginary orange in between your chin and your chest, and then releasing all the way back down, reaching those arms next to your ears, squeezing the ball. Exhale, lifting your head and chest. Inhale, squeeze the ball a little bit more. And then exhale, release. Don't forget to keep those heels lifted so you're not dropping my tray of gin and tonic. Inhale, squeezing the ball. Exhale, lift. Inhale, hold. And exhale, release. All the way down. One last time. Inhale, squeeze. Exhale, lift. Inhale, squeeze. We hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, lower the weights, hug those knees in towards your chest, little rocks, side to side. Next one, we're going to bring the small ball, press it in towards your knee. You're going to bring your opposite elbow in towards the ball. So if you're following M, you're just going to do the arm work. If you're following Han, you're going to add the legs. And if you're following me, we're going to try it without the small balls. So we're going to take a nice deep inhale. Exhale, lift your head and chest. We inhale, twist. So it's opposite elbow to knee. And from there, we inhale, stretch. Exhale to come in. Inhale, stretch. Exhale. So if you're following M, you're just holding it there. Inhale, stretch. Exhale to come in. Last one, inhale, stretch. We're going to straighten that leg. And then you're going to grab hold of the ball and we're going to come into scissor kicks. So if you're following M, head and chest down, just switching the ball. If you're following me, we're just doing the scissor kicks. And if you're following Han, you're switching the ball as you're doing those scissor kicks. We've got 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hug those knees in. Little rock side to side, that one's a good one. And we've got the other side to do. So we're going to bring those legs to tabletop. If you're following M, you're just going to hold this position. If you're following Han, you're going to add the legs. And if you're following me, we're doing it without the ball. So we're going to exhale, lift your head and chest. Inhale, rotate, and we inhale, extend the leg. Exhale, bring it in. Inhale, extend. So really press into the ball and in. Inhale, 3. Exhale. Inhale, 4. Exhale. Inhale, 5. Stretch that right leg up to the ceiling. If you're following M, lower your head and chest. If you're following Han, we're going to switch the ball. And if you're following me, we're just doing those scissor kicks for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and hug those knees in towards your chest. Little rocks, side to side. And then I'm going to be nice today. We'll just roll over onto our sides and come all the way up to a seated position. So what we're going to do now with the small ball is we're going to place the ball just underneath your hip, and we're going to take our ankle weights and place them onto our legs. If you don't have ankle weights at home, don't worry, you can just do the exercise without the weight. So if you're following M, you're going to be doing this exercise lying all the way down onto your side. If you're following Han and I, we're going to place the small ball. So normally we'd place it just in between your rib and your hip. Now in studio, our Pilates balls are a little bit bigger than the ones you probably have at home. So just see, you might need to adjust it as we go along. But for the first exercise, we're going to place the ball more or less by our hip and then come all the way down onto your forearms. Remembering, if you're following M, you're lying all the way down. From there, we're going to brace our abs and fingertips pressed into the mat or hand behind your head. We're going to extend the top leg, flex your foot. We exhale, bring your leg forward, and then inhale, point to come back. Keeping your torso as still as possible. So thinking of that capital Y position within the torso, thinking of the ribs drawing down, the pubic bone zipping up. Or another way to think of it is think about having a corset wrapping around your torso. So we're trying to keep your body nice and still. And remember that ball is made of glass, so we're trying to lift up out of the ball. We have 4 more. 3, 2, and 1. And then we're going to bring the legs in. We're going to come into clamshell, extend your leg up to the ceiling, bring it in and lower down. 2, extend, in and down. 3, extend, in and down. 4, extend, in and down. 5, extend, in and down. 6, extend, in and down. 7, extend, in and down. 8, extend, in and down. 9, extend, in and down. Last one, 10, extend, in and down. We're going to stretch that top leg out all the way. So if you're following M, you can now come up onto your forearm and you're just going to try and do those little crunches from your forearm. If you're following Han and I, we're going to come down onto our elbow. So if you're following M, you're on your forearm and you're just going to do little crunches up and down. If you're following Han and I, we're going to try and lift up off the ball and then lower down. This is where, you might need to change your ball. If it's a little bit smaller, you might need to bring it up a little bit higher. So making sure that your shoulders are facing forward, we're going to exhale, lift, and inhale, tap. Exhale, 2, inhale, 3, 4, and 5. We're now going to add that top leg, and we exhale, lift, and lower. So you should feel it in your obliques. 2, it's not a big movement, so don't try and come up too high. 3, 4, and 5. From there, we're going to swing that top leg back, bring the bottom leg forward, and we're going to reach up and over, coming into our mermaid. And exhale, reach, and round. One last time, reach, and round. Beautiful. We're going to take that back leg, swing it round, opposite elbow to knee, and if you need to stretch the bottom leg out, you can. Good news is we've done the first side. Bad news is we have to repeat all of that to the other side. So we're going to grab hold of the ball again. If you're following M, you're lying all the way down onto the mat for this first section. Bringing the ball underneath your hip, lifting up out of that bottom side, bracing your abdominal muscles, either fingertips on the mat or hand behind your head, making sure we're lifting up out of that ball. We're going to extend your top leg out, flex your foot. We exhale, bring your foot forward. Inhale, point to come back. Exhale, 2. Inhale. 3. Inhale. 4. Exhale, 5. Imagine that you're wading through thick toffee. 6, if you're wearing the ankle weight, it's going to feel like that anyway. 7. But especially if you don't have weights, imagine that you're wading through thick toffee. 8. 9. And 10. And then we're going to bring that leg in. So we open into clamshell, extend the leg, bring it in, and lower down, lifting up out of the ball. 2, extend, in, and down. 3, extend, in, and down. 4, extend, in, and down. 5, extend, in, and down. 6, bracing those abs, in and down. 7, lifting up out of that supporting shoulder. 8, I know it's burning, keep going. 9, and 10, and in. We're going to stretch that top leg out. So if you're following M, you're going to come up onto your forearm and you're just going to do little crunches. If you're following Han and I, we're going to try and be brave. We're going to come down onto that bottom elbow. Remember, you might need to adjust the ball, so lift it up a little higher if that feels more comfortable. And from there, we're going to exhale, lift, and lower down. 2, 3, 4. You might find one side you feel a little bit stronger, and 5. And then we're going to add that top leg. We exhale, lift, 5. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And then we're going to take that top leg, bring it back, lifting up, coming into our mermaid. We're going to reach up and over and circle round. And exhale, reach, circle round. One last time, reach, and circling round. And then we're going to take the back leg, swing it round, opposite elbow to knee, and remember, if you need to, stretch that bottom leg out. And then from there, we're going to grab hold of the ankle weights and just pop them off. You'll be happy to know you've made it through to the end of the class. And we're going to come onto our hands and knees, coming into our cat-cow stretch. So we're going to exhale, round through the spine, chin to chest. Inhale, arch. Exhale, rounding through the spine. Inhale, arch. One last time, exhale, rounding through the spine. Inhale, arch. And then we're going to flex our toes, push back into that downward facing dog. If you need to bend your knees slightly, you can, just holding it here for a few seconds, enjoying that stretch through the backs of your legs. And then when you feel ready, start to pedal through your feet. And we're going to slowly walk our feet forward. Walk your hands back, grab hold of your elbows. Little rock side to side, coming into our ragdoll, just to end off. And again, relaxing those knees if you need to. From there, we're going to release our arms, slow and controlled, rolling up, lower back, mid back, upper back, pressing your palms together, little upper back bend, and exhale, release. Thank you so much for joining us today. I hope you enjoyed this crossbody Pilates class. If you liked it, please don't forget to like, comment, and think about subscribing so we can bring you more of these classes. And find what makes you bloom. See you soon. Bye.